Hi everybody, Claudia from the Wee Garden Homestead here, and I am sewing today. I have a quilt that I'm almost finished with, but it won't be done in time for me to get another video up this week. So I'm going to make a little small detour and start on something new. I'm going to do an experiment block. So the other day I came across Melissa from Fork Mountain Quilting. I came across her YouTube channel, and she did a blue onion quilt. She showed how to do the block. So I looked up the blue onion pattern. It's like $8 for the pattern. Not bad. I mean, I found it in a couple different places. I found it at Walmart, Etsy, Amazon, whatever. I can put links for you in the description. It also used an ovals all-way ruler by Creative Grids. I've got notes. I wrote it all down. And that is a $50 ruler. First off, I don't like to buy patterns. I really don't use them a lot. I kind of like to get an idea and kind of wing it myself. And I definitely don't want to spend $50. It was actually $54, I think, on Amazon. It was like $53.99. I definitely don't want to spend that kind of money on a ruler that I might only use once. It's a curve ruler. I've never sewn curves before. I'd like to try this. I thought the block was really interesting and I like the idea behind it, but there's no way I'm spending $54 on that ruler that I may only use once. I might not like doing this. I've never sewn curves before. So Melissa's video started out with, are you intimidated by completing a curved project? Well, yes, I am. That's me. So I watched her do this block. And basically she used 5 colors and she stacked them and cut them all at the same time, and then just shuffled them so that each block came out with one of each color. I'm going to do a test block with just 2 colors because I can alternate between the two. I'll actually get 2 blocks out of it. And I just pulled 2 fabrics out of one of my end of bolt packages that I thought kind of went together and would be big enough. Now I don't have the curved ruler that she had, so I grabbed some, and hers was an oval, but I don't have enough ovals. But I do have dinner plates and serving plates and a bread plate. So I've got a bread plate. I've got a dinner plate. And I've got a serving platter. So I have 3 sizes here, and I'll just shift them to make them work. It was cut kind of like, well, you know what? I'll show you as I'm cutting. I'm going to get you all turned around. We're going to face the table, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And we'll find out together if this is going to work. Okay, so I did basically I used my AI guy, my gal, my Willow, to look and see if she could find the starting block size for this. And she said 12 by 14. Now there was a lot of trimming on that, and when I watched what was her name, Melissa, do it, when I watched Melissa do it, she actually cut about 2 inches off the top when she finished. So I am gonna start with hopefully 12 by 12 if I've got 12 inches here on this blue one, because I just can't see trimming that much off of the top. And honestly, if you have the always ruler, okay, yeah, I've got 12 inches here. So if you had the always ruler, you could easily line these up so they're straight. You could easily make this just from Melissa's directions. She was very thorough in her directions. So what did I say I wanted? 12 by 12, right? Well, I better cut that a little over there because I've got to cut the selvage off. So I'm going to start with 12 by 12. It finished, when she trimmed it down to about 10, I want to say 10 and a half by 10 and a half maybe. So start with that here. Round. I think that's exact. We're going to try to quite considerably later. Okay, so basically what she did was she started, I'm going to turn this because this is kind of a directional print. I don't really think it's going to matter, but so she started, I don't need this square anymore. And you know, I've used coffee cups, I've used bowls, I've used plates for cutting curves. I like to use the top of a coffee mug. I flip it upside down and I cut around it to curve the corners when I'm what do you call it? Making pockets. So basically what she did was, and her, oh, I see. So when she did hers, it was more like this instead of this. I wonder if I can do it. Yeah, I think I'm going to just use the bigger one. I'm not going to use that small one. I think that the curve will be easier to sew. So what she did was she cut a corner off the top here, but then she trimmed that, wound up trimming that whole piece off. And I didn't leave that extra on there. So so what she did was she cut it like this. And that's not a perfect up against, but that's okay. She cut it like that. And then she flipped it and she cut it kind of like this. And I'm going to wing this curve here. So we're going to be farther over here. I'm going to use the bigger one. Really winging it here. So I should have done this a little straighter, but we'll figure it out. So it's close over here and wider over here. So I'm going to go in a little straighter here and go right around. So now we've got that. Well, poop. So get that back in the same spot. There we go. We're going to go wider here and narrow over here. Yeah. And again, I'm just going to kind of ease it in like that. 1, 2, 3. And then, well, this is not going to work just like hers, but I'm going to stop there. I'm going to flip this. I'm going to shuffle this one to this one. And this one to that one. And I'm going to go to the sewing machine and try to put these back together. I'm going to start on this end and go around here. Yeah. As she did it, each level, she flipped it and she trimmed a half an inch off each side. So I will have extra here, but I'm going to go try to put this back together, and I'll be back. Nah, you know what? I'll take you along. Okay. So if this doesn't work, I'm still going to post it, because, you know, this is why I do experimental things sometimes, is so that you don't have to. I do have gray thread in the sewing machine. I'm not really worried about that too terribly much, because, well, it's just a tester block. Let me see. Never done curves before, don't forget. I think that just like sewing angles, I've got to make this meet up at 1/4 inch. I am going to put a pin in there. I wasn't planning on it, but I'm going to. And yes, I did just stitch over a pin. You go slow, you don't usually have problems. Okay, and right there is why she trimmed at 1/2 inch. That 1/2 inch off of each basically each layer of the onion as she cut them. So, see what we got here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It worked. What? Oh. Okay, so I could probably do both of these at the same time. And actually, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to start here. I'm actually going to put that over a little bit on the edge, because we're going to trim it later anyway. Okay, I'm going to run to the ironing board and press this real quick. Look at that. So it seemed to want to go to the inside, so that's the way I pressed it. I don't remember which way she said to do it, but that's the way I did it. This side lined up very nicely. It's just got a little dog ear, and this side I trimmed off with the scissors real quick. So let's do the next one. And again, because I know I'm going to have extra, I'm going to start a little past. I'm going to line that up. I'm going to do like a stitch or two, and then I'm going to line up the next piece. So let me get this where I need it. All right, let's take both of these off and press them out and see what we have. All right, YouTube professional that I am, I was so excited about these that I missed the go button. I missed the go button. Oh, look at that. It makes a wave. I missed the go button when I was trimming these. So I pressed them all this way. And then I couldn't get them to 10 inches, but I could have cut them at 9.5, except for I made a mistake when I was cutting and I cut one side at 8.5. So I cut them at 8.5 square. So that is my two blocks. Now, when she put them together, she had like one facing this way and then one this way. And then, you know, the next one would be this way, or she had them every which way. It was like she turned them, a quarter turn every time. So let's see, 1, 2, the next one would go this way. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how she did it. And she had 5 colors in here. So yeah, awesome. Okay, this is it for me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a message. I do have a question for you. I'm thinking about a Facebook page, Claudia's Quilting Crew or something like that, where you all can join the page. I'll make it a private page where you all can join the page and share your makes. You know, share your quilts. I know y'all are a bunch of quilters. Maybe not all the gardeners, but I know there's a bunch of quilters that follow me. But I would love to see what you're working on and what you're making. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about that. I will probably go ahead and do it and let you guys know when I get it set up. But like the fabrics that Barbara sent me, I would love to see a picture of the quilt that she made, that those were the leftovers, because they were beautiful fabrics. I'd love to see her quilt. I'd love to see your quilt. I'd love to see everybody's quilt. I just like quilts. So let me know what you think about that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Leave me a comment and tell me, do you curves? Yes or no? I mean, honestly, this didn't take me all that long to do those 2 blocks, and I am pretty thrilled with them. First time doing curves. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I started the first video at 1:24, and it's 2:06 now. So it took me 40 minutes to do those 2 blocks and talk to you. I'm all in. I'm all in. I will be doing more of this. Won't be the next one out, but it'll be probably a couple more. I'll figure out something to do with some curves.